Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. This older article comes to you guys from Fierce Network. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys could check it out. So, I wanted to give you guys a network update on the whole Sonic Wave situation. So, during a maintenance window at nighttime, the new spectrum was added in my market in El Paso, Texas. So, that tells me the swap has been approved by the FCC. It's good to go. Engineers were made aware that the swap has been approved and they added it in during the maintenance window. Now, here's what happened. T-Mobile now owns the entire 194 megahertz of 2.5. They own it contiguous, the entire block, and they swapped the DoD for it. Now, the issue being in the border region, I have been told, and this has already happened in, I believe, the San Diego region, is there is an interference issue with AT&T Mexico and their band 7. They operate the same frequency. So based on the long testing and the analysis that T-Mobile engineers done in San Diego and other border regions, they determined the cleanest way, and this is an agreement with Mexico, AT&T Mexico. They determined the cleanest way to run the signal, 2.5, even cleaner, apparently, I was told, than the 40 by 40, is to run it in the 80 megahertz, 60 megahertz to accumulate 140 megahertz. Those two slices, apparently, what they came up with is the cleanest way to operate. So they could have done 140. They could have done that. But 80 and 60 seems to be the perfect combination to run it in the cleanest possible way so the signal can be clean and not causing too much interference with AT&T Mexico in Mexico. So that's what I've been told. And that's not just here. This is not just a specific case or, a single case. It's happening at all the other border regions where T-Mobile owns 194 megahertz. So that's the first part that I was told. The second part, multi-gig backhaul provisioning has been ordered. So what I noticed while testing yesterday briefly, that's why I didn't really show you guys anything, is speeds are still the same. So the 80 megahertz channel is now contiguous. It's not split 40-40 anymore. So we have that still plus the extra 60, which in theory should add a whole nother gig of speed to each sector on a tower. And I really didn't notice an increase on downlink speed. What I did notice, uplink speed increased tremendously. So now I'm seeing well over 100 megabits on a lot of sites on uplink. And I also noticed the signal is much cleaner. Therefore, the loaded latencies are much lower versus before. So I did notice those two things. Signal travels further. It's a cleaner signal. Uplink is better, but the downlink, it's virtually the same as what I experienced with 40 by 40. So multi-gig backhaul has been ordered. The provisioning, the circuits are already at the site. The provisioning for it has been ordered. So from what I gather and what I think is at the 40 by 40, I guess they didn't have a need to provision backhaul higher than 1 gig. So they've been running on provisioned 1 gig backhaul on the higher circuits. I was told when they switched from T-Mobile, when they switched from Spectrum to AT&T backhaul, they implemented higher circuits, but they ran them only at 1 gig because 40 by 40 just apparently wasn't enough to push multi-gig backhaul. But on some sites on 44 and 40, I was able to max out that 1 gig backhaul just very close, right? I got like 800, 850 at one point. So now them ordering the multi-gig backhaul, that's going to really fill in that additional 60 megahertz. So I do anticipate a boost in speed with some of the densification that T-Mobile has in the market. Could they further densify and be a bit denser? Yes, that is, and that goes for any carrier, right? AT&T could use more density. Even Verizon that has more could use more. But, it's an improvement. Going from 80 to 140 is an improvement. The multi-gig will improve it. The cleaner signal, all of that helps for the overall market. Also, another thing, just to throw that in to close out the video. So these strand mounts, right? For those of you that may be in a market that have small cell strand mounts, those are now at 80 megahertz contiguous. So in order for the strand mounts, if needed, to go beyond 100, you have to add a second panel. The Ericsson Air 4435 that they've been adding to the strand mounts, which is N41NR enabled, ready to go, it taps out at 100 megahertz. So unless the T-Mobile engineers see a need to boost capacity at a strand mount for whatever reason, they would have to add an entire second Ericsson Air 4435 to get to the 140. I don't see them doing that in this market, just maybe in the way future. But for now, the strand mounts will remain at 80 megahertz, which I think is plenty. Where they have the strand mounts deployed, it's quite a dense deployment, meaning there's several strand mounts nearby. Like some of them are like 500 feet apart, if that. So I think the 80 megahertz contiguous will make for a better experience. And then, they still have some other ones to upgrade as well that are nearby ones that have been upgraded. So they still have a bit more work to do. Not going to require that significant of an investment anymore to get all that stuff up and running and upgraded to 5G. But having that additional spectrum is going to help T-Mobile, open up more FWA slots in some areas, right? They started with 40, for those of you who remember. This market, when it first launched N41, El Paso, Texas, it was just 40 megahertz. That's it. And that's what they introduced FWA with just 40. So now having an entire contiguous 60 megahertz slice additional, you bet they're going to add more FWA slots. Maybe not as many, but they're going to do it. They're going to open that up. Once they get the strand mounts upgraded, they have a few more sites that they're going to add as well, from what I'm tracking on permits. So they're going to open up FWA slots to monetize. They're going to add more mobile users. So we'll see what happens, but I'll keep track. I'll let you guys know when the multi-gig circuits are added in, and I'll let you know speed difference, performance, everything. So stay tuned to the channel for more. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.